What's going on, y'all? I'm back once again, and today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to add ambient occlusion to your slot car on Roblox, also known as AO baking. Essentially what it does is that it adds shadows to your car in places that Roblox typically doesn't add shadows. It is a very small change, but it does definitely add some improvement to your car, especially in pretty bright lighting. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and sub. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. We just hit 4,000. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, with all that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so there's three things that you're going to need for this tutorial. One of them is going to be your slot car, of course, and two is going to be the bumper that you want to paint. So I'm just going to paint my front bumper as an example for this video. And the third and last thing that you're going to need is Blender, and Blender is essentially what you're going to be doing all the magic on, especially if you want to get really good at making slot cars or just doing slot cars or even making them. You definitely need Blender. It's pretty much a must. It is free, and I will leave a link in the description. So as I said earlier, I'm going to be doing my front bumper as an example for this video. So I'm just going to go into my car and rip off my front bumper. I'm going to duplicate it. If you press Ctrl and D, then you can duplicate a mesh, and I'm just going to put it into the workspace, and I'm just going to make the transparency to 0. Make it white, doesn't really matter. And I do also recommend doing this just part by part, so just doing it all separately, but you can also do it for the full car body if you want, all in Blender. You just got to repeat the process. But what you want to do after you get your the part that you want to AO bake, you want to go down to where it says position right here, and you just want to make it 0 and just keep it at 0. It's most likely going to be in the ground, and the reason we do this is just for Blender. That way it's right in the center. And then what you want to do after that is just go to save/export, export as OBJ, and just do I'm just going to do bumper example, but you can do whatever you want. Then save that, and then you want to open up Blender, and when you enter in, you just want to delete everything right here. This doesn't matter at all, to where it's all empty right here. And then you want to go to import right here, import OBJ, and this is really important if you're doing your full body kit or your full car or whatever. You want to click on split by group, that way everything is not just in one piece. And after you have your car part imported or your car imported, you want to click on object and set origin, geometry to origin, that way it's directly inside the middle. And then you can press tab to go into edit mode, and then tab again to go into object mode. And if you press tab and then press A, then you can select everything. Then you want to right click and then press M by distance. And what this does, it says removed 1500 vertices. What this does is it just removes any meshes that are created by importing the part. So that way you don't just have more unnecessary meshes. And what you want to do next is click on this little tab right here. It's like right under this tool thing right here called render, and the default is going to say EV, but you want to make sure that it says cycles right there. And then for device, it's going to say CPU most likely, but you want to make that to GPU compute. And then you want to scroll down to where it says bake down here, and you want to click on bake type, and it's going to say combine, but it should say ambient occlusion right here. I'm going to click on that, and right here it's going to say 16 pixels as the default, but I set it to 32 personally. That's how I like to do it. And right above here, there's gonna be a button that says bake, but you don't want to click that yet. There's a few more steps that we still have to do. So next you're gonna go down and you're gonna click on this like red circle that's kind of checkered. Oh, and by the way, make sure that you're in object mode and that you're not in edit mode. But when you click on material, there's gonna be like a plus and minus right here when you go to the very top. Just want to get rid of that. That's just the default texture that you have. And then you want to click on new. And then you want to go a little bit down to where it says base color right here. And then there's going to be this list, and you want to click on image texture right there. And this is a very important step. You want to click on open. And what you want essentially is just a bright white image, or like a pure white image or whatnot. But when you have that image selected, then you just want to go to, I just named mine white poop, but just want to import that. And that's going to be the image texture. And it doesn't really matter if it's a JPEG or a PNG, either is going to work. And you can also go to either 4K or 2K, but it doesn't matter too much because Roblox just brings it down to 1K. But you know, you can do whatever you want there. And then you can also hold down Z and then go to material preview like that. That's just going to load the white image. It doesn't really change much. It's still going to be there, but it just shows it to show us what it looks like. But after that, you want to go to the top right here. So you're on layout right now. You want to click on UV editing right here. So you can go on about this two different ways. There's an option called unwrap right here, or there's going to be, I think it's on newer versions of Blender, where it says a smart UV project or something. You can do either one of those two, but I'm just doing a ROT because it's the only option I have right here. And then when you have all that done, you just want to click back to this render box right here, and then scroll down to where it says bake, and then you should be good to bake, and it should say something like that right here and have like a loading bar. That means that you did it correctly. If it doesn't say that, and if it like says there's no material or whatever, or that it can't do it, double check that you have the texture actually applied, and that's like opened right here, and it says it was saved to the eternal image. And then after it's done, then your AO bake should be good. It might look a bit different for you guys. For me, it's just like this big piece right here in a white circle, but most of the time it's just going to be like a black box that's inside the grid, and your car part would just be like white and outlined or something along those lines. And visually from the naked eye, it's not really going to do too much. And oh, also if you do material preview, it's kind of normal if it looks like that. You can just do whatever. It's not going to look like that in studio. But yeah, from the naked eye, you can't really tell much of a difference, but it's a lot more obvious, especially on smaller parts. And when you're in brighter lighting, or if you have brighter colors, it will definitely show like shadows that are like right there, or like, you know, just in the corners and whatnot. It is an improvement. It's just pretty hard to tell. You kind of gotta train your eyes a bit to see it pretty well. And then when you're completely done with everything right here, you just want to go to File, and then Export, and then export as an FBX, just whatever you want to do, and it's just export it. And also make sure that you save the photo, that way it actually applies to the FBX, to like the model. So it's just save as, and I already did it, but I'm just gonna name it like Poop 2, and there you go. So you have everything saved, that way it will apply onto the model when you import it into Roblox Studio. Oh, and also I did forget the step before I get into the import process. When you export your mesh, make sure that the scale is at the very smallest, so 0.01. That way when you import the mesh back into Studio, it's not super massive. So if your car parts are scaled pretty large in Roblox Studio, that can be a reason why it looks like this in here. So just make sure that it's like properly scaled. It does, you know, it doesn't matter too much, but it does kind of make your life a bit less chaotic. So yeah, just a step that I kind of forgot, and I made sure to feature this and edit this in. So yeah, there's that. And then when you're entirely done with that, you can go to home right here, and it should say import, like this little cube right here with an arrow, and then just import the car part that you just did, your whole car. And then if it has like a little red circle right here, that means that you didn't apply the image right that you made, the all white image, onto your part in Blender. So just go back and double check all that if there's like any errors right here. And what I recommend doing is unchecking this box that says upload to Roblox. That way it doesn't clog up your inventory if you try it with multiple items. And I used a bumper that doesn't have the AO bake as an example. So this is scaled to my car. And if you want to put the new AO bake parts into your car and have it fit well, what you want to do is go down here to properties, and then copy the size, and then just paste it into this one right here, and to paste the location. Oh, also make sure that the pivot is reset, just like that. It's just a side note. And if you want to copy the position, it says it right here underneath. Orientation doesn't matter too much unless you have it oriented a specific way, and paste that into there, and it should look like that. And the last step that you want to do to successfully finish the AO bake is go down to just go to the mesh that you just finished and imported, and you want to scroll down to properties and go to where it says texture content. You could do texture ID, but you can do texture content just to be more safe. And then just highlight over your mesh, and then click this little plus sign right here, and it should be down here, or you can search it up. And you want to go to surface appearance. It's like a checkered circle, and then just remove the texture from the mesh and then apply it to the surface appearance. So just go to color map and then paste it, and now you have it as a surface appearance, and that way you can also change the color of it if you want. And I recommend using AO bake parts as the base coat for paint. That way it will be shiny. And again, visually there's not much of a difference, but after I move it, you can see there's a slight difference right there with the surface appearance. And if you take it off, you can see that it's a lot more glossy, and you can see that even down here, you can see that when I take it off, there's light down there, but with the surface appearance, you can see that there's shadows there, so it does make a difference. It's just really hard to tell. Maybe with brighter colors it's easier to tell, kinda. Let's see if that's easier to tell. Yeah, you can see it's way easier. Yeah, you can see it's way easier to tell. And if I flip it back around, you can see that it fills in all the shadows down there, and it looks a lot better. So yeah, you probably get the gist of it. But yeah, and if you want to use my my command color, where like you type in a command in chat and it's like a script and it changes your car color, I made a tutorial on that and a more recent video, and this can work with this surface appearance. So you know, you can just watch that if you want to know more. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Just a short, easy tutorial that improves your slot car and just makes it look overall better. Even though it's not too much of a difference, it's better than no difference. So yeah, make sure to leave a like and sub and comment. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I'd greatly appreciate your support. You guys have been killing it lately. We are at 4K subscribers, so thank you guys so much. And also be sure to stay tuned for future Blender tutorials that also include improving your smart card quite a bit. With all that being said, that's all I got for you guys, and I'll catch y'all later. See ya.